Hi, it's Alevere Nick back again for my third update for my 2019 restart. And yes, I've had another awesome week on Alevere. £4.6 gone in 7 days on my second week. So far, my grand total, £12.6 in 2 weeks. And I have to be honest, that's pretty conservative because I never took a start weight for my first day. And as we all know who've done this plan before, you lose weight rapidly in that first week. So it's quite likely I'm already over a stone of weight loss. But I have to stick to the official figures, so £12.6. But you can probably see in my face already, I am shedding the weight, which is fantastic. A slight shift in the day that we're delivering the film this week because, because of work commitments, I couldn't have my treatments on the same day. So now I've settled on Tuesdays. So yeah, that's another reason why perhaps I normally get a stone within my first 2 weeks and the days have shifted a bit. So that's where we are with that. So it's been a really good week. I've made a few new discoveries, not with the sachets. I know where I am with those. Really bonded again with the chocolate dessert, or the hot chocolate, which I make up as a milkshake. I like it cold. Still a big fan of the cappuccino, having it cold. I love the butterscotch, my favorite. The strawberry, of course, a classic. Pancakes, I adore them. And omelets, of course, those are all my favorites at the moment. In fact, although this is my 28th video update, you'll see I've started this little side series. There's not going to be a huge amount of these things, but just hopefully to give some of you an idea of what it's like living on Alevere. Some tips and tricks, you know, some of the essential kit I would recommend getting in, and also just how I make different sachets to my taste. It may not be the way you like to do it, but I'm pretty good at sticking with this plan, as you've probably seen in the other videos, and it does work. So if it works for me, who knows? Preparing those sachets in that way might well work for you. Now to think about the future for me, because as you know, we're very much focusing on maintenance and this aftercare program for this restart, which is why I'm encouraging any thoughts you have about how people who have successfully lost all that weight with Alevere manage to maintain their end weight. And some great ideas have already come in, so please keep commenting, because Alevere are developing this aftercare program at the moment. The sad truth is, of course, I've been on Google, as we all do, especially when you're on a diet like this or a weight loss program, you do a lot of research. And I keep finding the same statistic, which is only 20% of people who manage a successful long weight loss journey actually manage to sustain that weight loss. It's depressing, really, isn't it? But unfortunately, I am proof that that is the case. Let's look just at a few charts here. You can see in December 16, when I first started my Alevere journey, I saw great weight loss. But the sad truth is, by February 2017, just 2 months later, I'd put that weight not all back on by any means, but I'd moved out of a healthy weight range and back into the overweight category. Now, I should explain at this point, I did go on a 3-week cruise with my dad, and I went to India and I ate lots of lovely food and I did lots of naughty things because I'd never been that skinny, and I was in like celebration mode. Having had a very long journey of weight loss, I just felt invincible, and it all went wrong pretty quickly. Look at this chart again. By October 17, just a few months later, I had to get back on it. And by December 17, guess what? I put the weight back on. I was back in. So there's this 2-month pattern. Every time I come off of a successful Alevere weight loss journey, 2 months later, despite my best intentions, despite coming off of it, going through the stages, it all falls apart. Here's another restart that I did in April 18, and look, by May 18, again, the weight had gone back on. So what was I doing wrong? I came out, it's not like I walked out the door and straight into McDonald's, for goodness sake. I was counting calories, using MyFitnessPal, and all the classic stuff. Where I went wrong, from every piece of analysis on this I have done, is that I was doing no exercise and I wasn't being held accountable in any way. It was up to me to step on the scales, which I did, and I ignored the numbers. And I wasn't going back to the clinic. Now, I don't know if you remember with the chat with Chris. Chris told us that those who do go back to the clinic, their probability of sustaining their weight loss is well over 80%. So it flips the other way. It's having that regular contact. And some of you with your ideas of aftercare already have talked about ways of checking in with the clinic remotely to make it more accessible and more realistic, you know, with day-to-day life. That's a great idea. I mean, we need to get in as many ideas as possible, so this aftercare program is robust and it works. Personally, I'm already thinking about bringing in a personal trainer to get me into some system that's going to work for me. I'm not ever going to be a gym bunny. That's just not me. But if I could somehow do some program, that there's something I could do that was within, you know, a 10-minute gap before my shower every morning, something that became as regular as brushing my teeth, and I mixed that with, say, choosing, you know, foods that weren't very high in carbohydrates and remaining accountable on something like MyFitnessPal with calorie control. I think that combined with monthly weigh-ins and maybe, you know, whether they're Alevere shakes or not, but maybe replacing some meals with shakes when I go off of my target weight, that might be something. I'm still thinking about this all the time myself. I'm not sure how it's going to shape up. Give me your ideas. I'm going to stop asking. So yeah, that's where I am with it at the moment in terms of that. Thinking of the future, very important that you do, if you're on this plan, to think about how you're actually going to manage it as you move forward. In other news this week, I've got some brilliant Black Friday bargains, one of which is a NutriBullet 600 blender. I don't know if you've seen these things, it was about 37 quid, it's brilliant. And what I love about this is I can take my free veg and I can make these incredible green smoothies, which I'm not gonna lie to you, smell like cut grass, but they are just full of nutrition. You know, I throw in a few tomatoes, some carrots, all out of my 200-gram allowance, a load of baby spinach, sometimes cucumber, a bit of courgette. Every night it's different. Sometimes a few radishes to give it a peppery flavor. Sometimes I even, you know, add pepper or spice it myself. Even lemon is a great thing, and you can make no two are the same. These green goddess smoothies, as I've been calling them, that really do kind of pep you up and make you feel great and fill you up. So yeah, maybe I'll get a chance to show you one of those in this little offshoot series we're doing on living with Alevere. That would be great. The other thing I've been using a lot of, and was something that was sat at the back of the kitchen cupboard, is our air fryer. Now, we've got like a Magimix blender thing, and chopping up a courgette and an onion and a carrot in the evening and sticking it into the air fryer with a few sprays of the fry light, mixing in some nice barbecue seasoning and just letting that really reduce down in the air fryer creates these lovely crispy onions, and I have that with like a teaspoon of fat-free yogurt from the allowance. You're allowed a tablespoon a week, 3 tablespoons a week, which at a 5 milliliter teaspoon, you could have this for 6 days of the week if you wanted. I mix that yogurt with a bit of Dijon mustard, have those dried crispy vegetables with it, and that is a really lovely taste sensation at the end of the day and gives you some roughage. I've been going to the loo properly on this plan this time around, which has been great, and I think that's because I am getting those veggies in, which is awesome. So those are my top tips for this week, if you like. Keep an eye out on the Living with Alevere series that's kind of an offshoot that's going to be on this same channel. You might find them useful. And as always, comment, link, share, subscribe. I want to be as much part of your journey as you are mine. So good luck if you're on this thing. And I look forward to catching up again next week.